Hello, welcome to Clayalotte. Today we're going to be making 1980s inspired crazy cat earrings. What you're going to need is clay, either polymer clay or air dry clay, eye pins, earring hooks, clay roller, a clay knife, and a clay stylus tool. If you don't have a stylus tool, you can use toothpicks or a dull pencil. You're also going to need acrylic paints, a container for water, and small brushes for fine details. Here are the pieces that originally inspired this project. They were earrings that belonged to my mother. I always thought they were really fascinating. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get a piece of paper and I'm going to draw out what I want my cat to look like. This is going to be the actual size of the earring. Next, I'm going to take my clay and I'm going to roll it out thinly. And once I have a piece big enough that my drawing will cover it, I'm going to take my drawing, I'm going to lay it down on top of the clay. Then I'm going to take my stylus tool, trace around the drawing on top of the clay, marking out all the little details that I want to go on the clay. You lightly press so that it makes the design on the clay. Don't press too hard or you'll tear through the paper. Take your knife tool and then cut out your design. Once the design is cut out, smooth out any little rough edges, and there is one cat earring. We're going to take an eye pin and we're going to push it into the clay. For the second cat, do the exact same thing. I'm going to flip the cat over because I like to have my earrings mirror one another. So now I'm going to put the eye pin into the other cat. They're both facing each other, so that's the way I want them. Now I'm going to redraw some of the details onto the second cat that I flipped over. Going to make sure I have all the little details that I want. I'm also going to redraw the details on the first cat just so that they're as deep as I want them to be, because I'm going to highlight them with paint later. So depending on what clay you're using, you're either going to bake it for polymer clay or let it dry for air dry clay. Next, we're going to paint the cats our base color. So after baking or drying, take your base color acrylic paint, in my case this is green, and paint the entire cat. You'll probably have to do 2 or 3 coats for even coverage. Don't forget the sides or the back. Once the cats have been painted all the way, I'm going to take my dark blue and I'm going to outline the little details that we drew with the stylus earlier. So I'm going to paint in the cracks on the clay. If I get outside of the cracks, I'm just going to take a paper towel. I'm going to lightly dampen it and wipe off the excess paint. Now we can see the details much better. Taking my third color, the light blue, and the fine brush, I'm going to paint the eyeballs. I want the eyeballs to be a light blue that really pops against the green. After painting the eyes, I'm going to go back to my dark blue. And now I'm going to add in the stripes that I drew on my original picture. These earrings seem to have a lot of stripes and polka dots going on. I prefer stripes, so my kitties are going to be striped. You could do polka dots, stars, triangles, whatever. After those little details are done, I'm going to get a black. I didn't originally list black, but I decided I wanted to make their pupils black because their eyes don't show up as much as I hoped. I'm going to take the Stylus tool and I'm going to dip the end of it in the paint and just get a little bit of paint on it, and this will give me just a tiny little dot of paint, and it's so much easier than trying to use a paintbrush to paint little bitty pupils. And ta-da! Now that the cats have been painted and they've dried, they're ready to be varnished. I'm using air dry clay, so I need to use a varnish. I use Duraclear Gloss. I think it's an easy and durable varnish. I'm going to use a soft paintbrush to varnish them. Generally, I do about 2 to 3 coats. Once they've been varnished, now we're going to add earring hooks. With our pliers, we're going to open the earring hook loop. We're going to open this by twisting the loop sideways. You're going to grip the top of the loop where it meets, and you're going to twist it sideways. Don't wrench it open. Put it on the eye pin of the cat, and then close it in the same way by twisting it back. Now the cats are both done. And here they are with the pieces that inspired them. They're not quite as much like the originals as I wanted, but I think they're still pretty cute. Thanks for watching, and go clay today!